Hey students, this week in Brain Genie, you are working with percents and finding parts of the whole and doing percent word problems. As I look through the videos on Brain Genie that they give you for resources on how to do their problems, I noticed that they didn't include my favorite way to learn about percents, so I decided to include this resource this week just as an extra help for you if you'd like to use it. The videos that they made in Brain Genie are great. So if you just watch those, that's fine. This is just an extra resource and a different way of doing it if you're struggling with what they had. So in my notes, I would write down the percent formula. Now this is going to look kind of weird to you right now because you don't know what I'm talking about, but our percent formula is over of equals the percent over 100. Okay, so we have two fractions set up and then we cross multiply them. So based on the information they give us in the problem is where we plug in numbers for is, of, and percent. The 100 always stays the same. So I wrote up some examples. Here's our percent formula. Is over of equals percent over 100. Okay, so the first example, 120. Let's do blue here. 120 is what percent of 480? So I'm going to plug in these numbers to my percent formula. 120 is, so this goes in the is part of the fraction. $120 is what percent of 480? So they said what percent, so the percent is the number I don't know, and 480 of 480, so 480 goes on the bottom of my fraction. From here I can cross multiply to figure out what the number is on my question mark. So I would do 120 times 100 and then divided by 480. So that gives me 120 times 100 is 12,000 divided by 480 gives me 25. So check the math on your calculator if you didn't follow that very well. Another way to look at this is 120 times 100 equals 480 times x, and you would solve for x by multiplying 120 times 100 and then dividing by 480. Okay, let's try another one. 36 is what percent of 60? So 36 is my is number. 100 always goes on the bottom of the second one. Is what percent? So the percent is the question mark of 60. So of goes on the bottom. So once again, multiply 36 times 100 and then divide by 60. That gives me 3,600 divided by 60 is 60. So 36 over 60 is 60%. Okay, hopefully you're following along here with me. Okay, let's try the next one. What is 70% of 50? So we have some different numbers to plug in this time. This time, we don't know what our is number is because it says what is. So I'm going to put a question mark where is should be. Okay, is 70%, so my percent is 70, and then of 50, so 50 goes in the of spot. Okay, once again, multiply the numbers across from each other and then divide by 100. So we have 3,500. 50 times 70 is 3,500 divided by 100 is 35. So check my math and if you're not following along. Okay, let's do another one like this. What is 39% of 247? So what is, so we don't know what the is number is supposed to be. 100 always goes on bottom. So we have 39% is our percent on the top of 247. Of goes on the bottom. So we multiply the numbers across from each other. I need a calculator for this one. So multiply these and we get 9,633 and then divide by 100. And that gives us a fun decimal, 96.33. Be careful in Brain Genie to only put how many decimals they say to write. Okay. Then we have these last two. Remember our formula is over of equals percent over 100. So we have 20 is 80% of what number? So 20 is in my is position. Okay, and of what number? Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to put the percent. The percent's supposed to be 80. Of what? So that's my question mark. So cross multiply 20 times 100 is 2,000 divided by 80. And a handy dandy calculator tells me it's 25. So really look at these answers and see if they make sense. 20 is 80% of what number? So what I'm saying is 20 divided by 25 should give me 0.8 or 80%. One last one. 80 is 64% of what number? So 80 is 64% is on the top over 100 always. Of what number? So my of is the what I'm looking for. Multiply across 80 times 100 gives me 8,000, and then divide by 64 gives me 125. So check to see if that answer makes sense. What I'm saying is 80 divided by 125 should give me 0.64 or 64%. Okay, so hopefully that just gives you another way to solve these problems. Be careful when they throw in units like dollars or inches or minutes or hours to make sure that both of your numbers you're working with are in the same units. Okay, let me know if you have any questions.